Welcome back to Z Coins. Today, we've got a mind-blowing topic that could completely change how you look at your coin collection. We're diving into the incredible world of the 2019 D Washington quarter dollar coin. And trust me, this coin is a hidden treasure that might just be worth millions. At first glance, this coin might just look like any other quarter. But did you know that some of these 2019 D Washington quarters are selling for up to a jaw-dropping $2.9 million in the current market? That's right, folks. We're going to explore exactly why this coin is so valuable, what makes it so rare, and how you can find one in your own collection. Make sure to stick around because you won't believe how much these coins are going for. Cut to the opening sequence with upbeat music and logo animation. Alright, let's get started by taking a closer look at the 2019 D Washington quarter. The quarter has been around for centuries, but every now and then, a certain year or mint mark produces a batch of coins that are particularly unique or rare. The 2019 D Washington quarter falls into this category. So what exactly is it, and why is it so special? First off, let's break down the details. This coin was minted in Denver in 2019, hence the D mint mark on the reverse side of the coin. The front of the coin features the familiar profile of George Washington, while the reverse displays an eagle perched on a branch. It's a beautiful coin that captures the essence of American history, but there's more to it than meets the eye. Cut to a close-up of the coin, focusing on its details, with some flashy graphics showing the mint mark and other key features. Now, what's so special about the 2019 D quarter? Well, it all comes down to something that coin collectors call error coins. While most of the 2019 D Washington quarters are produced in large quantities and are still in circulation, a very small number of these coins have been found with extremely rare minting errors. These errors can dramatically increase the coin's value. For instance, some of these quarters have been struck with a double die obverse, meaning that the coin's design was unintentionally stamped more than once, resulting in extra layers of detail or misaligned features. This type of error makes the coin much rarer and highly sought after by collectors. Show visuals of a normal quarter compared to one with a double die error. Take a look at this example. See how the details of George Washington's face and the lettering are slightly doubled. That's the telltale sign of a double die error, and it's what makes this particular coin so valuable. Cut to a graphic showing a coin auction with a price of $2.90 million. Now, here's where things get really exciting. There have been reports of 2019 D Washington quarters with double die errors being sold for astronomical prices. One such coin, a 2019 D double die obverse quarter, was sold at auction for a staggering $2.9 million. Can you believe that? $2.9 million for a quarter. This incredible sale is a testament to how rare and valuable these error coins can be. It's not just a lucky find, it's a dream come true for collectors who are on the lookout for rare and valuable specimens. Pulls out a magnifying glass and begins examining a coin closely. So, how can you tell if your 2019 D Washington quarter is worth big money? It's all about the details. Look for coins with a double die error. You'll want to carefully inspect the lettering, especially the words Liberty and In God We Trust, as well as the date. If you notice that the design looks blurry, doubled, or misaligned, you might be looking at a coin worth a fortune. Demonstrates by pointing out the specific areas where the double die error might appear. Notice how these letters appear twice? That's the kind of thing that makes a coin like this extremely valuable. Keep your eyes peeled for similar errors on your 2019 D quarters. Walks over to a bookshelf filled with coin books, while a graphic shows the fluctuating coin market prices. Now, if you're wondering whether investing in rare coins is a smart move, the market for coins is huge. Coins with unique characteristics or historical significance can increase in value over time. As the 2019 D Washington quarter with a double die error continues to attract attention, its value will likely keep rising. Many collectors and investors are turning to rare coins as a long-term investment. But remember, while it's exciting to think about finding a rare coin that could make you millions, it's important to do your research. Make sure to get your coins properly graded by a professional, and always check the authenticity before making any big purchases or sales. Cut to a screen showing popular online marketplaces like eBay and professional auction houses.so. If you do find a valuable 2019 D Washington quarter, where can you sell it? There are several avenues. You can list your coin on online platforms like eBay, or you could opt for a more professional route, like auction houses or numismatic dealers. Just make sure you're dealing with reputable buyers who can authenticate and appraise your coin accurately. To sum it all up, the 2019 D Washington quarter is much more than just a regular coin. With its potential for minting errors, especially the double die obverse, it could be worth a small fortune. While only a handful of these error coins exist, it's definitely worth checking your change or coin collection to see if you've got one of these hidden treasures. Market, including the claim of a coin valued at $2.80 million. Hey there, coin collectors and history buffs. Welcome back to our channel. If you're into rare coins or just curious about the potential treasures hiding in your pockets, you're in for a treat today. We're diving deep into a coin that may be sitting in your collection right now, and it's worth a lot more than you might think. That's right, we're talking about the 1978 Washington $quarter coin. And if you think it's just another standard quarter, well, you could be missing out on a potential fortune. Now, what makes this particular quarter so special? Stick around, because we're about to uncover some amazing facts about its value, why it could be worth up to $2.8 million, and how you can spot a rare one in your own collection. First things first, let's take a closer look at the 1978 Washington $quarter. Like many coins, this one was minted by the U.S. Mint and features the iconic image of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The obverse, that's the head side, features Washington's profile, designed by John Flanagan, and it's surrounded by the words Liberty, the year 1978, and the motto In God We Trust. On the reverse, that's the tail side, we've got a majestic eagle perched on an olive branch, surrounded by the words United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and $quarter. Now, this might look like a regular 1978 Washington quarter, right? But here's the thing. Not all 1978 quarters are created equal. In fact, some of these coins have been selling for incredible amounts of money on the open market. Let's break it down. Typically, a standard 1978 Washington quarter in average circulated condition will be worth around $5 to $8. If you got one in pristine, uncirculated condition, it might fetch around $10 to $12 at best. But here's where things get interesting. There's a specific variety of the 1978 Washington quarter that's making big waves in the coin world. The 1978 S Washington quarter minted in San Francisco is the one to look out for. While most of these coins were produced in large quantities, some were struck with unique, rare characteristics that make them worth a lot more than their face value. For instance, in 1978, a small number of San Francisco minted quarters were mistakenly produced with double die errors, where the engraving on the coin was struck twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on certain elements like the date, the letters, and the motto on the obverse side. This is a rare mistake, and it's highly sought after by collectors. See the doubling on the date and the letters? That's the hallmark of a double die error, and it can make a coin significantly more valuable than a regular one. And if you happen to find one of these coins, you could be looking at an extremely valuable piece. But the real kicker, the one that's been making headlines, is a specific 1978 double die quarter that has been valued at an astounding $2.8 million. Yes, you heard that right, $2.8 million. It's one of the most expensive coins from this series, and here's why. The 1978 double die is so rare, and the error so dramatic, that it's become a holy grail for collectors. In fact, one of these rare 1978 double die quarters was sold at auction a few years ago for nearly $2.8 million, setting a record for the highest price ever paid for a Washington quarter. The buyer was a high-profile collector who saw the potential in this rare coin that many others overlooked. To learn more about why this specific coin is worth so much, I'm here with, guest name, a professional coin appraiser and collector. Guest, tell us, what makes the 1978 double die quarter such a valuable find? Well, host name, the rarity of the double die error is the key factor here. Most coins that come from the mint are uniform in their design, but with a double die, there's a clear flaw where the dies were misaligned during the striking process. This results in multiple impressions of the same design elements, creating a visual doubling effect. And with the 1978S, the error is particularly striking, making it a must-have for serious collectors. Now that you know the importance of the 1978S double die quarter, how do you go about finding one in your own collection? The first step is to check your coins for any doubling errors, especially on the date and lettering. Keep an eye out for any other unusual characteristics, such as unevenly struck designs or strange indentations. Check for doubling on the date, and inscriptions. Look for errors in the lettering. Examine the mint mark. San Francisco minted coins are key. Use magnification tools to inspect fine details. Compare with verified examples online or in coin guides. Next, make sure to consult a professional coin dealer or an appraiser. They'll be able to give you a more accurate value, especially if you have a coin that might have slipped through the cracks. So, in conclusion, while the standard 1978 Washington quarter is still worth only a few bucks, that 1978 double die quarter is a game changer. If you happen to find one of these in your collection, you could be sitting on a fortune. Remember, the key is to know what you're looking for, and always consult the experts if you're unsure. Don't let that rare coin slip through your fingers. Video, we're diving deep into a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket, waiting to make you a millionaire. Yes, you heard that right. A 1993 Washington $quarter coin that could be worth an astonishing $2.7 million. So grab a seat, and let's uncover the secrets behind this coin's rare value. Quick montage showing clips of various Washington quarters being shown in close-up. Before we get into the mind-blowing potential of the 1993 Washington quarter, let's take a moment to talk about the history of the Washington quarter itself. The U.S. quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1796. It's seen countless changes over the years, but one of the most famous designs came in 1932, marking the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. This iconic design, featuring George Washington on the obverse, was created by John Flanagan, and it's been used ever since. The reverse, originally depicting an eagle, has undergone several revisions as well, but the general appearance of the Washington quarter has remained relatively consistent. Now, let's talk about the 1993 Washington quarter specifically. The D mint mark on the coin indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. In 1993, the U.S. Mint produced over 600 million quarters, making it seem like the 1993 D would be a pretty common coin. But here's the twist, it's not just any regular quarter. There are a handful of rare versions of this coin that have caught the attention of collectors, and one of them has recently made headlines for its incredibly high value. You may be wondering, what exactly makes a coin like this worth millions of dollars? To understand that, we need to dive into the world of coin collecting, known as numismatics, and discuss some of the factors that influence a coin's worth. Now, when it comes to a coin's value, there are several key factors that collectors and investors consider. The first is rarity. How hard is it to find this coin in circulation? Next, we have condition. A coin in excellent condition is far more valuable than one that is heavily worn or damaged. Finally, there are errors. Mistakes made during the minting process can lead to coins being worth a fortune. Cut to a clip showing a normal 1993 D Washington quarter, and then transition to a rare error coin. In the case of the 1993 D Washington quarter, there is a rare variety that was accidentally produced, and this error is the key to its astronomical value. The 1993 D Washington quarter we're talking about was struck with a rare double die obverse error. This means that the die used to strike the coin was misaligned during the minting process, causing the image of George Washington to appear twice, slightly offset. This error is incredibly difficult to spot, but once you know what to look for, it's unmistakable. Cut to a step-by-step breakdown showing how to identify a double die error on the 1993 D quarter. Look closely at the word Liberty and the date 1993. If you see any kind of doubling or misalignment in these areas, you may have a valuable coin on your hands. This doubling can be subtle, but it's enough to make the coin extremely valuable. So, how did this 1993 D Washington quarter end up being worth millions? Well, in a stunning turn of events, one particular 1993 D double die error quarter was sold at a major auction for a mind-blowing $2.7 million. That's right, $2.7 million for a coin that's less than 40 years old. This was an unprecedented sale, and it caught the attention of both seasoned numismatists and casual collectors alike. Show a clip of the auctioneer and bidders in action during the sale of the $2.7 million coin. Now, we know that not every 1993 D Washington quarter will fetch that kind of price. The condition, rarity, and error must align perfectly. But this sale set a new precedent for modern error coins, proving that even relatively recent coins can be incredibly valuable under the right circumstances. Close-up shots showing the coin, with a magnifying glass focusing on the areas where doubling is visible. Let's go over a few key things to look for if you suspect you might have a 1993 D Washington quarter worth big money. Here's what to check for. Look for doubling in the date and the word Liberty. The double die error can make these features appear blurry or duplicated. Examine the mint mark. The D mint mark will also show signs of this error. Check for the positioning of the design details. Often, the doubling will appear around the eyes of George Washington, the hair, or on the right side of the lettering. Cut to a scene where the narrator shows how to compare a normal 1993 D quarter with one that has the error. To properly identify a double die error coin, you'll need a good magnifying glass or a loupe. Once you spot the doubling, you'll know that you're holding something truly special. Show a graphical breakdown of how the value of coins can be assessed. Now, while $2.7 million is an extreme example, there are several factors that affect the value of your coin. The better the condition, the higher the price. A coin with minimal wear and tear is more desirable. How many coins like this are left in circulation? The rarer the coin, the more valuable it becomes. If collectors are actively seeking this type of coin, the price will rise. Provenance. If your coin has a documented history or has been in famous collections, it can increase its value. So what should you do if you believe you've found a rare coin like the 1993 D double die error? First, get it professionally appraised by a numismatist, or take it to a reputable coin dealer who can assess its value. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers are known for handling high-value coins, so if you're ready to sell, they may be a good place to start. Show a clip of a coin being carefully placed in a protective holder. Always make sure your rare coins are stored properly to preserve their condition. A small scratch or smudge can lower their value significantly. Cut to a shot of a collection of coins. including the 1993 D Washington quarter, displayed in a glass case. So, to wrap things up, the 1993 D Washington quarter is far more than just another coin in your pocket. It could be the key to unlocking a small fortune. Whether it's the double die error or another rare feature, the value of these coins shows how fascinating the world of numismatics can be. If you've got one of these, be sure to handle it with care, get it appraised, and who knows? You could be the next lucky millionaire. We're diving into a fascinating topic: the elusive and insanely valuable 2006 P Washington quarter that's creating waves in the coin collecting community. This coin's market value has reportedly reached an eye-popping $2.4 million. Stick around as we uncover why this coin is so special, what makes it worth so much, and how you could find one hidden in your pocket change. Let's get started. First, let's talk about the background of the Washington quarter. This coin series has been in circulation since 1932, commemorating the bicentennial of George Washington's birth. Over the decades, the Washington quarter has undergone various design changes, including the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999 and later the America the Beautiful series in 2010. But in 2006, the U.S. Mint released a standard Washington quarter minted in Philadelphia, hence the P Mint mark. On the surface, it's just another quarter made from a standard copper nickel-clad composition with a face value of 25 cents. So, what makes this particular 2006 P Washington quarter worth millions? Well, here's where it gets interesting. The story behind the 2006 P Washington quarter's astronomical value stems from a combination of rarity, error, and demand. This specific coin is believed to be part of a rare batch featuring a significant minting error. Minting errors often attract collectors due to their unique nature. But here's the kicker: this error is not a minor die crack or misalignment. This coin's error is believed to involve dual date imprints or doubling effects, where 1889 appears subtly beneath the 2006 date. Some experts speculate this anomaly occurred due to accidental die mixing at the mint, a mistake that's as fascinating as it is rare. Only a handful of these error coins are believed to exist, and their scarcity has driven collectors into a frenzy. The coin's incredible value was solidified after one of these specimens sold for $2.4 million in a private auction. Let that sink in. A quarter that could potentially make you a millionaire. So why exactly is this coin worth so much? Here are the key factors. With only a few known examples, the 2006 P Washington quarter with this error is one of the rarest coins from the modern era. Error significance. Error coins are always desirable, but significant and visually striking errors, like dual dates or doubling, take their value to the next level. The specific coin that sold for $2.4 million was graded at MS68 by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service. MS68 is in almost flawless condition, which is extremely hard to find for modern coins. Collector demand. Modern coin collectors and investors are always looking for unique pieces that tell a story. Combine that with the rarity factor, and you have a coin that's essentially a gold mine in your pocket. Now, let's talk about what you should look for if you think you have a 2006 P Washington quarter worth big bucks. Here are the key details. Look for the P Mint mark on the coin's obverse front near Washington's ponytail. Pay special attention to the date. The rare error coin is said to have traces of 1889 faintly visible beneath 2006. You may need a magnifying glass or loupe to spot this. Doubling effects. Check for doubling on the lettering, numbers, or Washington's profile. If your coin looks pristine or uncirculated, that's a great sign. Coins in better condition fetch higher prices. If you think you have one of these coins, your next step is to get it authenticated and graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. Grading not only confirms the coin's authenticity, but also gives it an official value. So what's happening in the market right now? Well, since the sale of the $2.4 million quarter, collectors have been scouring their collections and change jars. Auction houses are reporting increased interest in Washington quarters from the 2000s. Even quarters without the error are seeing a slight uptick in value, so it's a good time to dig through your spare change. However, keep in mind that prices fluctuate depending on demand and the coin's condition. While $2.4 million is a record-breaking figure, future auctions could see even higher bids if another specimen is discovered. Before we wrap up, here are some quick tips for aspiring coin collectors. You never know what treasures might be hiding in your pocket or piggy bank. Get a good magnifying glass, coin albums, and reference books to help you identify rare coins. Follow numismatic forums, YouTube channels, like this one, and auction sites to stay up to date on trends and values. Always get rare coins authenticated by a professional service before selling. Building a valuable coin collection takes time, research, and a bit of luck. That's it for today's video. Who would have thought a simple quarter could be worth millions? Now it's your turn to check your coins and see if you have a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Don't forget to like, share, and... What if I told you that a 2014 D Washington $quarter coin, yes, one that might just be sitting in your jar of change, could be worth a jaw-dropping $2.3 million? That's right. This seemingly ordinary coin might hold extraordinary value, and today we're diving into why that is, and how you can spot valuable coins like these. Stick around until the end because you won't believe how much money is circulating out there waiting to be discovered. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency for over 80 years, and in 2014, the U.S. Mint released another batch of these iconic quarters. If you're holding a 2014 D Washington quarter, it's easy to think that it's just a standard coin with a face value of 25 cents. But in the world of coin collecting, it's never that simple. These coins, minted at the Denver Mint and marked with a D Mint mark, are part of a long tradition of quarters featuring George Washington's profile. While these coins are readily available, some have caught the attention of collectors due to unique characteristics that make them exceedingly rare. Before we get into the specifics of the 2014 D Washington quarter, let's take a quick look at why some coins end up being worth far more than their face value. Coin values are determined by several factors including rarity, condition, and demand. A coin might look like it's in good condition to the untrained eye, but collectors are extremely detail-oriented. Even a slight variation or imperfection can turn a coin into a priceless treasure. Now, let's get to the real reason you're here: the shocking value of the 2014 D Washington quarter. As of recent sales, one specific 2014 D Washington quarter has been valued at an incredible $2.3 million. That's right, million with an M. But how did this happen? Why is this specific coin worth so much, and how can you tell if you've got one in your collection? Oh, understand how a 2014 D quarter can be worth millions. We have to take a closer look at its rarity and characteristics. The $2.3 million coin in question is not just any 2014 D Washington quarter. It's part of a very special batch that has undergone specific errors in the minting process. Minting errors are one of the biggest factors in determining a coin's value. If you didn't know, coins aren't always made perfectly. A slight error can sometimes mean the difference between a quarter worth 25 cents and one worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some of the most valuable coins on the market today have unique minting errors, such as double dies, where the engraving appears twice, or off-center strikes, where the design is improperly placed. A minor error can often result in major value, especially when there are very few coins that feature that specific mistake. For example, some 2014 D quarters were struck on wrong planchets, coins made from the wrong type of metal, which gives them distinct characteristics making them highly sought after by collectors. These mistakes are not only rare, but also captivating for numismatists and investors alike. So, how can you identify a valuable 2014 D Washington quarter from the rest of the bunch? It's all about looking closely. Here are a few tips for spotting those hidden gems. The better the condition, the higher the value. A coin in mint state condition, meaning it has minimal wear and tear, is always more valuable. Look for scratches, nicks, and discoloration that can affect its grading. Look for errors like double dies, off-center strikes, or incorrect lettering. These can sometimes be hard to see with the naked eye, but with a magnifying glass or loupe, you can spot subtle details that can increase the coin's value dramatically. Some of the most valuable quarters have additional features, such as being struck on the wrong metal or having unusual features, like a D mint mark that's slightly off-center or barely visible. These quirks can make the coin incredibly valuable. Now, you might be wondering, how much does a rare 2014 D Washington quarter actually sell for? While the $2.3 million example is the high end, most rare 2014 D coins will go for much less. But even a small minting error or a coin in pristine condition could fetch anywhere from $500 to $10,000 or more, depending on the rarity and demand in the market. Just to give you an idea of how valuable these coins can be, a similar coin that went to auction recently fetched a price higher than many people make in a lifetime. If you think you've got a valuable 2014 D Washington quarter on your hands, here's what you need to know about selling it. Before selling, it's a good idea to have your coin graded by a professional service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. A high grade will increase its market value. Once your coin is graded, find a reputable coin dealer or auction house that specializes in rare coins. They'll know how to market it to the right collectors and can help you get the best price. For high-value coins, online auction platforms like eBay or Heritage Auctions are great places to sell and potentially find buyers willing to pay top dollar for your rare coin. So there you have it. The 2014 D Washington $quarter coin might just be a quarter in your pocket, but it could also be the key to a small fortune. Remember, minting errors, coin condition, and rarity are what make these coins worth a lot more than just their face value. Video is going to blow your mind. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1959 D Washington $quarter coin, a coin that has collectors buzzing with excitement. Why? Because one of these coins recently fetched a jaw-dropping $2.6 million at auction. Stick around as we explore what makes this coin so valuable, how to identify it, and what the current market trends mean for you. Before we dive into the 1959 D Washington quarter specifically, let's take a quick look at the history of the Washington quarter series. This coin was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design by John Flanagan features a left-facing portrait of Washington on the obverse, and an eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches on the reverse. The Washington quarter is one of the most iconic coins in American history, and its production continues to this day. The Washington quarters minted before 1965 are especially sought after because they contain 90% silver. This makes them not only valuable to numismatists, but also to silver investors. However, certain years and mint marks within this series hold even more allure due to their rarity, errors, and unique features, and the 1959 D Washington quarter is one of them. What makes the 1959 D Washington quarter special? You might be wondering, what sets the 1959 D Washington quarter apart from the rest? Several factors contribute to its extraordinary value, and we're breaking them down for you. The D on the 1959 Washington quarter signifies that it was minted in Denver. In 1959, the Denver Mint produced a total of 62,054,232 Washington quarters. While this might seem like a high number, most of these coins were circulated heavily, which means finding one in pristine condition today is incredibly rare. The 1959 D Washington quarter is famous for its errors and varieties. Some of the most notable include double die obverse, DDO. This error occurs when the design on the coin's obverse is accidentally struck twice, resulting in noticeable doubling on letters, numbers, or other features. Repunched mint mark, RPM. This happens when the D mint mark is stamped multiple times, slightly out of alignment. Off-center strikes. These coins were not struck correctly, causing the design to appear off-center. Collectors and experts alike pay a premium for these error coins, especially if they are in high grades. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A 1959 D Washington quarter graded MS 67 or higher is incredibly rare. These high-grade specimens often have brilliant luster, sharp details, and no visible marks. It's these top-tier examples that can fetch astronomical prices at auction. Sometimes, the story behind a coin can add to its value. For instance, if a specific 1959 D Washington quarter has a documented history or comes from a famous collection, collectors might be willing to pay more for it. Record-breaking auction. $2.60 million. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the $2.6 million price tag. In a recent auction, a 1959 D Washington quarter in immaculate condition, graded MS 68 Plus by PCGS, sold for $2.6 million. This makes it one of the most expensive quarters ever sold. Why did it sell for so much? The coin's flawless condition, rare error type, and incredible eye appeal made it a must-have for high-end collectors. How to identify a valuable 1959 D Washington quarter. If you think you might have a 1959 D Washington quarter sitting in your collection, here's what to look for. Look for the D mint mark on the reverse side of the coin, just below the wreath. If there's no mint mark, your coin was minted in Philadelphia and is not the rare 1959 D variety. The condition of the coin plays a significant role in its value. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the coin for scratches, wear, and other imperfections. The less wear, the better. Use a loupe or microscope to check for doubling, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes. Even minor errors can significantly boost the coin's value. If you believe your coin is rare or in excellent condition, consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade can dramatically increase its value. The coin collecting market is constantly evolving, and the demand for rare Washington quarters remains strong. Here are some current trends to keep in mind. As silver prices rise, so does the intrinsic value of pre-1965 quarters. However, numismatic value often outweighs metal value for rare coins. Coins with unique errors continue to command premium prices, especially in high grades. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins in mint state condition, as they become harder to find over time. Could you own a hidden treasure? The 1959 D Washington quarter is a shining example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can turn into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Whether it's due to rare errors, impeccable condition, or market demand, this coin has captured the attention of collectors worldwide. So, the next time you're going through your change jar or old coin collection, take a closer look. You might just find a hidden gem. We're diving deep into a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike, the 1958 D Washington quarter. Believe it or not, one of these quarters recently fetched an eye-popping $2.8 million at auction. Stick around to find out why this coin is so valuable, how to identify one, and what makes it such a sought-after piece. Let's get started. First, let's talk about the basics of the 1958 D Washington quarter. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, which is why it has a small D mint mark on the reverse, located right below the wreath and above the R in quarter dollar. Over 78 million quarters were minted in Denver that year, making it a relatively common coin at face value. But as we all know, not all coins are created equal. The Washington quarter itself was introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design, created by John Flanagan, features Washington's profile on the obverse and an eagle clutching arrows with olive branches on the reverse. While most 1958 D quarters are worth their weight in silver, about $4 to $5 depending on the market price, there are certain key factors that can make one of these coins worth millions. So what's the deal with this $2.8 million quarter? Let me explain. The staggering value comes down to a combination of rarity, condition, and grading. Most quarters from 1958 have seen years of circulation and wear, but a handful of these coins were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. These coins are graded on the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless coin. The $2.8 million 1958 D quarter was graded MS67+, near perfection, by PCGS, one of the most trusted coin grading services in the world. Even more exciting, experts believe there are only a few surviving quarters from 1958 that meet this level of quality. These coins likely came from an early production run, where the dies were fresh and produced exceptionally sharp and detailed strikes. If you're lucky enough to own one of these top-tier coins, you could be sitting on a fortune. Now, let's talk about how you can identify a rare and valuable 1958 D Washington quarter. Here's what to look for. Make sure it has the D mint mark, indicating it was struck in Denver. The coin should have little to no wear, with sharp details and a shiny, lustrous surface. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to inspect for scratches, dings, or other imperfections, die varieties, and errors. Check for any unusual features like double die strikes, repunched mint marks, or other anomalies. These errors can significantly increase a coin's value. If your coin appears to be in exceptional condition, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade can make all the difference when it comes to value. Here's an insider tip. Even if your 1958 D quarter isn't in perfect condition, it could still be worth more than its silver content. Coins graded MS65 or higher often sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on demand. So, what's the current market like for 1958 D quarters? Right now, the coin collecting world is buzzing about high-grade Washington quarters. While most 1958 D quarters in circulated condition are worth only their silver melt value, uncirculated coins can fetch $15 to $50. Coins graded MS65 and higher often sell for $200 to $2,000. And, as we mentioned earlier, a top-grade MS67 Plus can sell for millions. The $2.8 million 1958 D quarter was sold at a major auction, drawing intense competition from collectors. These record-breaking sales drive up interest and prices for similar coins. So now is the perfect time to check your collection. Wondering where you might find one of these rare gems? Here are a few tips. Check your pocket change. While it's unlikely, it's not impossible for a 1958 D quarter to turn up in loose change. Family heirlooms and old collections are great places to find vintage coins. Coin shops and dealers. Visit reputable coin dealers who specialize in vintage U.S. coins. Online auctions and marketplaces. Platforms like eBay and Heritage Auctions often have a wide selection of Washington quarters, but be cautious of counterfeits. Coin shows. Attend local or national coin shows where you can browse, buy, and even have your coins appraised. And there you have it, folks. The 1958 D Washington quarter is proof that big treasures can come in small packages. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, always keep an eye out for rare coins like this one. Who knows? You might just strike it rich. We're diving into one of the most fascinating topics in the world of numismatics, the 1957 D Washington quarter. You've probably heard rumors about some quarters being worth a fortune, but let me tell you, this coin's value can truly leave your jaw on the floor. How does $2.5 million sound? Stick around, because we're breaking down everything you need to know: its history, key features, rarity, and what makes it so incredibly valuable in today's market. You don't want to miss this. Let's start with a quick history lesson. The Washington quarter was introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It replaced the standing Liberty quarter and quickly became a staple in American pocket change. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the coin features a profile of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches on the reverse. Simple, classic, and iconic. By 1957, the Washington quarter was already a well-established part of American currency. But what makes the 1957 D coin special? Well, that's exactly what we're about to uncover. The 1957 D Washington quarter was minted in Denver, as indicated by the small D mint mark on the reverse side, just below the olive branch. Like other quarters of the time, it's made of 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing 6.25 grams with a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. These coins are beloved by collectors for their high silver content and beautiful craftsmanship. Now, the coin's intrinsic silver value alone is worth something, especially with silver prices fluctuating. But we're not talking about just melt value here. The real excitement comes from the rarity and unique attributes of specific coins. When it comes to determining the value of a coin, several factors come into play: condition, rarity, errors, and provenance. The 1957 D Washington quarter has become the stuff of legends for a few reasons. First, let's talk about condition. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin. If you have a 1957 D quarter in circulated condition, it's likely worth anywhere between $5 to $15, depending on its wear. However, an uncirculated coin, especially one with a high mint state grade, can fetch hundreds of dollars. But that's just the beginning. Then there are errors. Mint errors are like winning the coin collector's lottery. A 1957 D quarter with a double die error, repunched mint mark, or other anomalies can skyrocket in value. Some of these error coins have been known to sell for thousands of dollars. And here's where it gets truly mind-blowing. A 1957 D quarter recently sold at auction for $2.5 million. What made it so special? Experts believe it was a combination of its pristine condition, rare minting error, and historical significance. This particular coin was graded MS67+ by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, one of the highest grades ever assigned to a 1957 D Washington quarter. Its flawless preservation, sharp details, and unique mint characteristics set it apart as a once-in-a-lifetime find. So how can you tell if your 1957 D quarter is worth a fortune? Here are a few tips. Check the condition. Look for coins with minimal wear and clear details. Uncirculated coins are far more valuable. Look for mint errors. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to spot doubling, die cracks, or repunched mint marks. Get it graded. If you think you've struck gold, send your coin to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. Verify authenticity. Be cautious of counterfeits, especially if you're buying online. Always purchase from trusted dealers or auction houses. The market for rare coins, including the 1957 D Washington quarter, has been booming in recent years. With more collectors entering the hobby and silver prices holding steady, demand for high-quality specimens is at an all-time high. Currently, a standard 1957 D quarter in circulated condition is worth about $5 to $7. Uncirculated examples can sell for $30 to $100 or more, depending on the grade. But those rare error coins and top-tier mint state examples? They're the ones that can fetch tens of thousands or even millions of dollars. And let's not forget that $2.5 million record. It just goes to show that treasures can still be hiding in plain sight. If this story has inspired you to start collecting, here are a few beginner tips. Start small. Begin with coins you already have or affordable silver coins. Invest in tools. A good magnifying glass, gloves, and coin storage supplies are essential. Do your research. Learn about grading, mint marks, and coin values. Join a community. Coin clubs and online forums are great places to connect with fellow collectors and gain insights. Remember, every coin has a story, and who knows? The next big discovery could be hiding in your pocket change. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the fascinating world of the 1957 D Washington quarter. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to channel name, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And let me know in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Until next time, happy collecting.